All right, everyone, this is the round 8 recap of Kings and Kaisers. Well, it's definitely looking like a certain Central Power victory at this point. It's just a matter of how much of a victory. So the Allies are making their last mad dash, and it looks like their mad dash is going to be into the Mediterranean for the most part because most of the American transports are there. The British got a good chunk of transports up there, so they're probably going to look to stop the favorable trade point from going in the Central Powers' favor, or the Western Front point, which would... The Western Front is whoever controls the most territories of the following: Burgundy, Lorraine, Alsace, Rhine Province, Belgium, and Picardy. This whole region here, this chunk. So right now, the Allies definitely have it. They definitely have favorable trade, but Germany on Germany's turn, just knocked out a huge chunk of Allied units in Belgium, which included all of the American units in there. So France pulled all of its remaining units that survived into Lorraine, pulled them out, and then the British landed in Belgium. So I believe in that battle, the Germans had 41 hits, which is crazy. And then the Germans ate about 36, but they only had 32 hits because I came in with 4 tanks and they each absorb a hit. So yeah, so that's what's going on there. And then the Americans, they're not building that much. They just sent a few transports back to pick up Canadian troops. So looks like his push is going to be in the Med, which either he's going to try and take something in Italy back, something in the Balkans, Egypt, Palestine, whatever. It's going to be something. So yeah, that's what's happening with the Allies. They're just sort of making a mad dash over here on the Europe side of the board. And Africa is a very hotly contested battleground right now because the British have lost a lot of territory to the Ottomans and the Germans, but America is also making its way to northern Africa to stop the Ottomans as well. So we'll see what happens. The Austro-Hungarians just solidified just fortified in Italy, built some more in the Balkans, sent some troops up north to Bavaria and Alsace, stayed in Caucasus like the rest of the Central Powers, and built more naval units and moved them down here and took out a small British fleet past the Suez. So the Suez is open only to the Central Powers right now. So yeah, they can pass through freely. So there's a little bit of a naval buildup happening here between India, because the British got a naval port here a few turns ago, and the Ottomans built 4 ships as well. So there's a bit of a naval race because whoever controls the Indian Ocean navally basically can cut off any kind of supply to Africa, basically. So that's kind of what's going on. And then the Ottomans moved a large force in the Syrian desert, putting pressure on Mesopotamia. And that whole horde of all 3 Central Powers in Caucasus, there's just been this standoff every turn. Who's gonna move first? I don't know. Over here for the Russian Civil War, it's pretty much a stalemate, and it's definitely in the Allies' favor. The Allies have been pumping units over from the Far East, Japan, United States, and the White Russians, all combined. They're just keeping the Soviets at bay. So I don't see the Soviets winning this, because even if they come south, you got the British right here. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's still 2 turns to go, but it's looking very much like it's going to be an Allied win. And, the British have their fleet up here, so they got 2 turns to get it up to Sea Zone 24 right at the top there, and they can take Karelia. If they land now, they could possibly take Ingria and Archangel. Well, they could take Archangel in 2 turns too, but it's whoever gets that point, the way it works is it's the fate of Russia points. So whoever controls the most original Russian territory. So wherever you see this insignia, that is an original Russian territory. So the ones that do not count are the ones that were obtained by the Central Powers before the revolution started. So for example, Volga, Caucasus, Belarus, some of these are in German control. Those don't count because that was basically ceded to the Central Powers when the armistice was signed. So okay, looking over here in China, it's very hopeless. This is definitely a rule, like I mentioned in other videos, definitely a rule that we're going to have to tweak, because the Allies can just absolutely pummel China if it's going in the Central Powers' favor. And the Central Powers have no way to funnel the kind of resources the Allies do into this war. Like Japan's right here with all these transports. So, but I'm holding on. There's no way I'm going to win it, but my whole goal is, hey, maybe I'll get Hong Kong, or maybe I'll get a coastal territory back. You know, who knows? That's kind of it. That's really what's been happening. It's all coming down to, I feel, something in the Mediterranean is going to be taken back away from the Central Powers. Africa is hotly contested. It's either going to go for the Central Powers or the Allies. This naval situation is going to determine a large part of that. This situation here is also going to determine a large part of that. So it's going to be a lot of key positioning in this 9th round. I don't see a lot of big battles happening this round, but at the next round, I think it's all going to go, and we're going to see where the cards fall. So it's going to be exciting. It's been a fun game, and I can't wait to get round 9 started. Let me take a look at the tracker right here. So this is how it's looking. Central Powers have 3 minor cities, 5 minor cities, and 7 minor cities. They got all 3 of them. They've got Rome. They've got the Mediterranean. They've got the Balkans, Black Sea, Suez, Belgrade, Empire, Russian Revolution, and Sofia. Africa, and I believe the Allies narrowly have that. Let me double check. So the Allies have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Central Powers have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh yeah, they've got it right now, but we'll see if they hold it. Okay. So they have that. No one has the Middle East oil point. So, yeah, and the rest are just cities, basically. So right now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 for the Central Powers. And the Allies have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 6. So right now the score is 13-6 Central Powers. All right. Later.